Hey, what's up, Red Devil Field Hockey? Just want to take a few minutes to walk through Phase 2 of the summer off-season packet. Hopefully everybody was able to complete Phase 1 successfully, built some tissue capacity, and started to build a little bit of aerobic fitness. And now we're moving on to Phase 2, which is a little bit more strength-oriented. Still building some aerobic capacity. We're not into the conditioning phase yet, where we're doing a lot of sprint intervals and conditioning. Still more in a general physical preparation phase where we're just building the general qualities of strength and power and work capacity. So if you again open the packet that coach is emailing to you, it is summer 2019 DCFH Phase 2. After the cover page, you'll see all the video demonstrations with links to each exercise that we are asking you to do this phase. You can scroll down past those. Definitely take a look at those and familiarize yourself with the exercises. But once you are familiar, move on to energy system development. That is the next page there. Again, the breakout is the same as phase 1. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday are our high intensity days where we do our sprinting, our really fast sprint work, and then go into the weight room. Again, the weight room work will be a little bit more strength oriented. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday, you can pick either day, Saturday or Sunday, will be our work capacity, our aerobic fitness days. They're a little bit lower intensity, a little bit less volume, but they are starting to increase in volume. So your workouts will take you a little bit longer on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And you'll notice that on Saturday, we no longer are doing the cardiac output. That is now also a tempo day. So that mimics Tuesday and Thursday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, high intensity, sprint and weight room. Tuesday, Thursday, and then pick a day over the weekend are our aerobic plyometrics, so the little hurdle hops. And the tempo runs. Again, the tempo runs are increasing in volume week to week, as well as the aerobic plyometrics. So if you take a look on Tuesday, again, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are all the same. So we're just going to take a look at Tuesday. You'll notice in week 1, we've now built up to 7 minutes of the aerobic plyometrics. So again, this is really building some tissue elasticity and tissue capacity in the lower extremity. Again, this is great for minimizing shin splints and ankle sprains and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you're performing the aerobic plyometrics. And so after your 7 minutes of aerobic plyometrics, we did, just to go back there, the aerobic plyometrics also do progress to single leg versions as well. So in phase 1, I think we were just doing double leg versions. Now we're going to go into single leg variations. So please take a look at the video to familiarize yourself with that. That will increase the intensity, and you can kind of I like to do a couple double leg variations and then go into some single leg variations and then go back to the double leg, just to minimize some of the stress. The single leg versions are very stressful, so just kind of ease your way into those, but definitely progress into the single leg versions. So after the aerobic plyometrics, take a 3 to 5 minute break, get a drink, and then you're going to go into your tempo work. So in week 1, that's 3 sets of 9 reps at 90 yards. So again, the yardage is now increasing as well as the volume, and you'll see that progresses week to week. So the first 2 weeks we're doing 90 yards, second 2 weeks we're doing 100 yards, and again the sets and reps do increase. In between each rep of tempo work, take about a 30 to 45 second break. A good way to do this is if you use a football field or a field hockey field. If you run your 90 yards and then walk across the field, so pick an end line, do your 90 yards, walk across to the other end line. That's typically about 30 to 45 seconds if you walk slowly. So that's a good way to just kind of pace yourself and provide an active recovery. So in between each rep of tempos, you're going to take about a 30 to 45 second break, like I just mentioned. And then in between each set, so after you complete all 9, take a 3 to 5 minute break. Stay on your feet, keep moving, stretch, do some core work, get a drink, and then move on to the next set. So again, week 1, you'll be doing 7 minutes of aerobic plyometrics, followed by 3 sets of 9 reps at 90 yards for the tempo work. Again, that's the same Thursday and or Thursday and over the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. You can pick which day. And then scroll down, you'll see the speed training document. A lot of these drills are staying the same. It's hard to obviously coach new drills whenever you don't have a coach there with you. So the drills are basically staying the same. Those are just to try to start to really hone in on our speed mechanics. So hopefully for the first years who have never been exposed to this, you're catching on a little bit and starting to practice those drills. I don't expect you to be perfect at them, but at least expose yourself and start to play around with them. So that way when we are back together and we start coaching those, you're at least familiar. And then our actual acceleration starts. So you'll notice some of the volumes over of the drills do change, so make sure you're paying attention to that. And then we add in the half kneeling starts at 100%. So now we're actually starting to try to sprint as fast as we possibly can. And we're starting in this half kneeling position, which makes it a disadvantageous position, and it makes it a little bit harder to start. So it's providing some starting strength, to really forcing the legs to drive out of that half kneeling position. And you'll see the distance of the sprints and the volume of the sprints does progress week to week, so pay attention there. The day 2 on Wednesday, we are again doing a lot of the step over drills, and then we are going into our flying starts. So that is a 20-yard build into a 20-yard maximum sprint. So you take the first 20 yards to kind of progressively build up the speed, so that way you're not accelerating as fast as you can from the start. You're just gradually building up over the first 20 yards, and then it's a full out, all out sprint for 20 yards on top of that. So 40 yards total, 20-yard build, 20-yard maximum sprint. And notice that the volume does increase week to week there. Phase 2 Friday is our multi-directional day. Those drills are going to stay the same for this week. Again, those are our primary multi-directional skills that I want you to be good at. So we're just practicing them and really trying to get good at them. Again, I've increased the volume there to produce more of a training effect. So the volume of each and the yardage of each drill will go up a little bit from phase 1, but the drills are staying the same. If you then move down into the weight room work, the formatting is a little bit different. So we're doing 3 basically little mini circuits, starting with more some core and power work, so jumping, plyometrics, and some med ball work, and then we progress into our strength work. So our strength work for this phase is the repetitions aren't as high, so that means that the intensity or the load, the amount of weight you're holding or using, needs to go up. So the lower the reps, the more weight you need to use. So notice that from weeks 1 and 2, we're doing 8 reps, and then that actually the reps go down. So that means the load or the intensity needs to go up. So make sure you're doing that. So again, trying to push yourself. We're looking for, let's call it reps in reserve. So if I asked you to do 8 reps, pick a weight that you could do maybe 9 or 10 times, so you would have 1 or 2 reps in reserve. But it's very challenging. We don't want to. If we pick too low of a load, then we're not going to get the training effect. And I'll always try to perform these lifts as explosively as possible, but with good form and safety in mind, but trying to explode out of the bottom position to really work on the power as well as the strength. Again, check out the videos to familiarize yourself with all the exercises, but that was the key thing I wanted to talk about in day 1. Yeah, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. We're doing, again, the mini circuits. So you do 1A, followed by 1B, followed by 1C with minimal rest, and then you can take a little bit longer rest at the end of 1C before you go back up and repeat that for the amount of sets that I have listed. Same thing with Wednesday. Again, the formatting for the weight rooms are all pretty much the same. We start with some power work, and then we move into our strength work, and then some accessory work on the 3 different circuits. And yeah, Fridays is very similar. Just looking over here to see if there's anything I need to point out, but I don't think there are. Again, familiarize yourself with the exercises. Make sure you're doing the correct amount of sets and reps, and make sure you're pushing yourself with load. So if if the reps are lower, that means the load should be higher. You should be able to do more weight for fewer reps than if I asked you to do more reps and then obviously the weight would go down. So we're starting to push a little bit more strength focus here rather than the higher volume work that we did in phase one. The volume's going down a little bit, but that means the intensity needs to go up. I think I covered everything I needed to for phase two. If you have any questions, again, reach out, email, text. If you want me to critique your form, shoot a video and text it to me or email it to me, and I can give you some feedback. If you're not sure you're doing something right, let me know. If you don't have a piece of equipment, let me know, and I'm sure we can modify whatever we need to fit your situation at your gym or wherever you're working out. If you have any questions, again, let me know. Otherwise, good luck on phase two.